Hey, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Mark. How you getting on today? Welcome back. This is episode 12, I think. Is that right? Hold on. Yes, we're on episode 12. How are you doing? I've done a few bits and bobs off camera. That is how we will be starting today. I hope you are currently enjoying the series so far. Let me do a quick update here. We will move on to this in just a wee bit. First and foremost, this is probably what we're going to be working on today, but we do have other stuff to show off camera, like I said. But it never hurts to have a little teaser for what's going to come in a wee bit. Will it update or do I need to fly over there? Okay. It's updating slightly, but I don't want to give too much away until you actually see it. So give me a wee minute. I'm going to fill it in and I'll show you on the map. So this is what we have so far. We have 2 of the 8 colors in, and you can see here and here is very slightly different to the rest of them. You will see why in just a wee second, but that's what I've done off camera for that. Next up, what I've done. Wow. I've had smoother landings, I can't lie. Up in here, I have just removed the floor. I haven't put anything in because I genuinely have no idea what I want it to look like. It's kind of driving me up the wall, I can't lie. Also, these vines are growing in here just because I've been spending a lot of time in this area and I needed quite a lot of vines for up here. So I figured, you know what, let's just grow them in here. Just made sense, didn't it? Here's the cave opening. This looks a bit more natural than it did. It's quite jagged, it's not very smooth. It is a nice little opening. Once the floor is here, obviously you'll just be able to walk. How did I miss that? Once the floor is in, you'll be able to walk over, you'll come here, you'll walk down. Everything is going to be lovely. Look at that. Without the trees there, it's going to look pretty menacing. But I'm quite happy with this. I do think that there might be some more stuff on the walls. Maybe here, I'll put a smaller version of the map, which will show what this temple looks like here or something. I'm not really sure. This is mainly just a way to get in and out. The floor really needs work. The walls need doing. In here needs actually fixed. But I just don't know what I want it to look like yet. I've tried, I think, 2 other floor patterns, and every time I've just straight ripped them up. So that's not ideal, but I mean, you know, I'm sure inspiration will hit at some point. I really hope. I've just checked my list. It's time to go show you the new temple. But look at these waterfalls. They've landed perfectly in there. Look at this little balcony. You just go, woo, and you're in. I think it's turned out quite well. It's very, very simple. Don't get me wrong. It is very simple. It's nice and easy, but I really like it. I even just like having the little bit down here. It will be getting customized a little bit more. There's gonna be more cave. There'll be stuff on the floor, possibly. I don't know. Maybe like we'll put like a chair here and you can look out. I don't really know, but I'm quite happy. Now, I'll meet you over the temple in like 1 second. So, I've gone for the concrete underneath the glass. Up here, it isn't too full on, but you still, when you look down above it, it's very, very bold. I quite like the way that it looks. We have very clearly just gone up to the edge, and the actual colors itself is what's going to create the circle, which I much prefer than actually having like a bold outline. Then in here, as I've done for these 2, but not these ones here, these will be getting done. It just takes a very long time. As you can tell, this is the very start of the episode, so I've not got actually anything recorded yet. So I really have to just turn the camera on and get explaining what I'm actually doing. So how this is going to work, I'm also not sure if this is the actual bottom yet. It might be, it might not be. These walls here, say for example, say for example here, because they actually, oh for goodness sakes. Boo. Because they do just go to the other side, these could possibly get removed. I haven't fully worked out if that's what I want to do yet. So the way that my idea for this is actually going to work, all around the outside, and all these little segments here are going to be the color wheel all the way around. These here are either, now this is where I need to actually decide what I want to do. While I'm down here, looking quickly above my head, that looks very natural. I really like the way that looks. That's gone perfectly well. And when all the vines hang down, that's going to look lovely. In my opinion, it will look great. Now as for this, it's also going to look pretty cool. So we're going to have the circles going all the way around. Then this middle bit here is going to go down, as you can see with this bit here. Then this center ring, I think, is going to be a walkway round, and then in the middle here is just going to be a very large pit. Now, I think these walls maybe will come in, so you can walk down here to like the edge of the pit and look over. There might be some safety rails. A lot of this idea is a literal concept in my head, and I kind of know what I want it to look like, but I just don't actually know the specifics. So here are 2 different options for this. Do I want these diagonals here to be the walkway and have it walk over the actual gaps here, and then you can come into the ring here, and then there will be something else. I also don't know if this makes any sense when I'm trying to explain it. So it's gonna go down, but on these straight lines here, so as you can see, that's like a diagonal that way, it'll follow that, and then it was the square, which you can see that is made out of the dirt. If my big head gets out of the way, you can see that there's a square. We're also going to be building up the way on that square. Now, if I said that the diagonals are going to be the walkway, then these, whatever they are, the cardinal directions, are going to be going up, and they're just going to be like stairs up the way to get you to whatever the structure is above it. Now, like I said before, is it going to be an actual functional temple that we're going to use? I'm not really sure. Why am I still just running around talking? I could actually actually be doing a little bit. I've not got a shovel. I hate myself. How am I always so unprepared? So like I was saying before, do I want it to be an actual functional temple? Well, not really, because I don't exactly need a place to live. If I'm actually just living in the mountain here, that's more than enough. But I would very much like it to be something that when we're up here, you can look at and you can go, wow, that looks pretty sick. When you're in the balcony there, you look at it and you go, wow, that's pretty sick. But it's kind of wild. What I'm actually planning to do today, because doing all this concrete and all this glass, it's about 2.5 stacks per color. That's 2.5 stacks of concrete, 2.5 stacks of glass for 8 different colors. That's some kind of maths that I really can't be bothered doing. Currently today, I'm just gonna hollow out this section, hollow out that section over there, and then we're gonna work on this half, just so you can actually get a rough idea of what I'm talking about, and then you'll actually be able to form an opinion on what I'm actually doing, and hopefully you'll like it, and it might be kind of cool, but at the same time, it might be kind of weird, and it might kind of suck. But I think currently, because the idea is just in my head, give me a little bit of leeway if that's possible, and we'll actually make it look kind of sick, hopefully. So I'm gonna do this section as well as the blue one over here. This will maybe take about half an hour, and well, I'm already behind on this video, so I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but there is just so much actually to do here, then it's just gonna get in the way, but I'm gonna try anyway, so I'll see you in a wee bit. Right, you lot, so much has happened since the last time that I was recording. This has now all been hollowed out, and well, half of it's been hollowed out, and I've brought a lot of blocks with me because I don't actually know what color I want it to be yet. For example, right here, I've made a lot of black concrete in case that's where I want to go. Perhaps I want some black stone because it'll be a little bit more textured, and then I could throw in the crying obsidian. That could make it look a lot better, but it might be kind of terrible. I'm not really sure. So I've also been smelting a load of sand so we can have some of the smooth sandstone. But basically, we're about to go over there and we're going to experiment on what we actually want, and we're going to see which actually looks the best. Basically, the way I see it going is we'll use the black stone on one, and then we'll use the smooth sandstone on the other, and I don't really know which one looks best. I'm thinking maybe here we have these as the walkway into the middle, because we could have it all on one level and have whatever, maybe say if this was like black stone, we could have like lava running up the middle here, or say if this was sandstone, then maybe we could have water, so it could be at the lighter blocks, like the sand color and the blue, or the black and the red and the orange, and you know what I mean? That could be kind of sick. But then I don't really know if it would look that good, or maybe we could have black on the east and the west, and then sand on the north and the south, and then I don't know. There's a lot of ideas that could go, but for right now, that's what we're going to work on. But I do think that I want these to be level, and I want the diagonals to stand up, and then we'll have like half slabs, and then that. I have a lot of ideas in my head, but I have done something else, and personally, I like it. I know a couple people who are really gonna like it, but I was getting kind of lonely over here. So here's Gizmo, and here's Simba. They have a wee bell. They can keep warm. They've got their beds. They've got their little cactuses. And yes, I'm fully aware that it just looks completely out of place and is completely and utterly pointless, but that's kind of what I wanted. I just want these guys to feel nice and at home. They can have their little house and their little shelter, and then they can just live their best life. They can at some point just come exploring with me if I actually deem it safe enough, because ain't no way after the rigmarole and the nonsense that it actually cost to get them here, I ain't taking any risks. But the boys are back, and I'm feeling a lot happier. But now, let's get back to the temple. Alright, so I've been playing around with this for maybe about 45 minutes to an hour now, and not much has changed. I've had a few ideas, and I've not liked them, so I've torn them back up. But we have also made this, I think, oh, it might actually only be 2 levels deeper, because when I was bringing this down, you obviously couldn't get under it, and I was getting really annoyed at that. So I've taken this down a few bits more. It's not exactly the most exciting thing in the world, but it definitely had to be deeper, so I figured there's no point in showing you guys that. So for here, what I've done is gone for the blackstone, but I thought I had a lot of it left, and apparently I can't think of what. I know where there's loads. Oh, never mind. Actually, I was just about to say, I swear I used to have loads of this stuff, but I can't remember where any of it's gone. I used it in the black and white room down under the temple at my other base, didn't I? So that'll be where it is. It'll be in a shulker down there somewhere. I would like to think that I could fill all this with lava, and then it would go under the walkway here. It would continue under here. Then it would like flow into, when all this gets dug down, it could just flow down into the main center bit. Shut up, phone. Be quiet. It could all flow down in the middle from all 4 corners, and that could actually be part of the main build in the center. Say if we had some kind of water feature in the middle all the way down, the ring around it could all be lava, which could be quite fun. It could also look terrible, and it is definitely one of those things where I'm not entirely sure how it'll look until it is actually in. Now, also getting loads of lava is also a pain in the backside, but you know, we'll worry about that when we do it. As for how it actually looks, I do think I like it, but I don't think I will know for certain until all of the 4 corners are in that color. What I've also done here, I've done the accenting in the soft sandstone. It's not soft, it's smooth sandstone, so I can then continue to do the diagonals. I just fell, and then I tried to save it by flying, and it just didn't work. Now, if I keep the middle there as a sandstone, I can keep these diagonals as a sandstone as well, and hopefully there won't be too much of a color clash, even though that it's going to be 8 different colors around the center, and then some like black and white offsetting. Realistically, it might look terrible. There might be too much going on. There might be far too many colors. I think it could look really sick. The idea for in the middle here, I would love this just to sink down into the floor, have some maybe like huge tree in the middle coming up out of it, some water in the middle, the lava, some greenery, vines, something like that, but that could look terrible. That could look amazing. It is really kind of all up in the air for right now, but what I think I'm going to move on to next is try and find a way to bring these up, and I'm not really sure where I want them to begin and where I want them to end. I just copied this pattern here because it's exactly where it went out when I had the cobblestone. If this maybe went out to 2 and it just had that little bit there. As for over here, maybe I could start it going up here, because I think out here is a bit too excessive, but I could be wrong with that. But I don't know. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to mess around. I'm going to see what I can come up with. And well, if I can't come up with anything special, then I'll just leave the 2 concepts here, and then we can just continue to work on them when we actually think of something cool. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do. So I will see you in a bit. Cue the transition. Okay, we're back. Take everything you see with a pinch of salt. Designs could be changing. This is kind of rough at the minute. I kind of just created this weird intertwining little random staircase up. It gets the job done. We're fine. Comes up here. I'm going to put in the actual just structure of the square up here so I know what I have to build on. It is what it is. I've copied this over here. This should go perfectly in line to down there. So then this square actually goes in one from the original square with... Well, it goes in one from the original square down there. I don't think that's an issue. I think that should be fine. So basically this is here. It'll be out here. Why did I do that? I can't really remember. But what it's done is done and it's happening. I think I wanted it just so it wasn't like straight above. Because then when you look at the map, you'll see all this red come to the end here. And then you'll see that, which is kind of what I want, I think. I'm not really sure what to do with these. Do I just get rid of them or, you know? But regardless, for right now, I'm going to go get my blackstone and my lava from the other base. I think, and I kind of hope I have an abundance of it. If I don't, I've somehow lost it again, and I'm not really sure where or what I've done with it, but hopefully I can find it quite easily. So I'll see you over there. That went very weird. I'll see you over there. So I've made it back to my base, and I'm not gonna lie, the first thought that I had was, where have my cats gone? And yes, I'm an idiot. But you knew that, and you decided to watch me anyway. Hopefully this will be enough. That's not even gonna be anywhere near enough, but I'll go find some. That'll do, because I can finally finish my bridge in the nether. Okay, that's one shulker down. And I'm really hoping that I did leave my blackstone down here. Because did I move it? No, okay, there are shulkers down here. You should be quartz. So you, oh, there's not anywhere near as much as I thought there would be. Oh boy. That's kind of terrifying. I guess this room did use a lot, but you know, potato potato. At least we've got that. I'll meet you back at the temple. So how I'm gonna end today's episode, I'm gonna grab as much of this as I have, and we're gonna see just what it actually looks like. This is way longer than 7. I'm gonna put it every second one. Wow, even putting it every second one wasn't anywhere near. For goodness sakes, I've fallen again. I've really lost my sea legs. I keep falling off everything today. Even that isn't anywhere near enough, and that's putting it in every second block, which is kind of terrifying. So really, this is gonna take a lot of lava, which I kind of expected, and I did realize, but you know, it's still kind of terrifying. So what we would do now is then just encase this. Let's just put it there. And then our walkway would look like this when you're walking over it, which I think could be kind of cool. Obviously, oh my goodness. I'm glad I've got netherite on because that stuff burns. Anyway, obviously, using the sandstone and water, it would be a lot less resource intensive and it would be a lot easier to get the water. But that makes it a bit more ominous and a bit more mystical. But that might be something that we need to think about. Overall, though, we've gotten quite a lot done today, you know? I obviously need to get the next half of this done, but I don't think I'm properly going to start that until I actually know what this one half is going to look like. But I'll be having a very good think about that just over the next coming days while I'm editing this, while I'm uploading this. I'll have a proper idea of how I want this to look. Actually, before we wind up here, let's have a quick look and see if this has changed any. I'm not really expecting it to, but this could make or break. Okay, interesting. Okay, actually, I am glad that I've done that because I actually do really like how that looks. I really like the walkways in these corners, separating the blue and the purple and the pink and the red. And I actually really like that you can see the cobblestone, this, separately. And this black here is really cool. Okay, that actually is pretty great. I don't really think it needs to be said, but the upper half of this map looks a whole lot better than the bottom half. So that's at least progress, and that's at least something that I can be very proud of. I have very much ran out of time today. Creating all these blocks, digging out all these blocks, doing the cave underneath, as well as a couple other things where I just wasn't able to record. Time's gotten away from me. I need to edit this and get this uploaded for tomorrow. Hopefully there still was enough content in the video to actually still make you enjoy it. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. They don't cost anything. They make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. I can see that you are enjoying the content. So it's a win-win-win. And in this day and age, I mean, what more could you ask for, to be honest? Also, if you would like to see where the series goes, what I actually finish off down in the temple down there, how we fill the rest of this space, as well as what else we do in this space and this build here, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you know anyone else who would also enjoy the videos, send them along. We can have a lovely little community here. It'll be pretty class. At the very least, that's my hope. So having said that, and with that being said, I hope you stay out of trouble, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll see yous laters.